You are a vessel of energy, and energy is infinitely existent. Beyond this realm of existence, energy can never die, only transmute into something entirely new. And if you are an embodiment of this immense potentiality, then you can never truly die. The end of life, death as we say, can be a scary concept for many to comprehend. But the end of this chapter is only the prequel to the next story that is being written by your soul. You currently exist in a three-dimensional place, but within your imagination resides a metaphysical higher dimensional space, and it is this area where you operate as a higher singularity. Perhaps when we die, it is your ego which completes its mission, and that ego which has been formulated through life experience is simply not you. You are the observer of humanity, and humanity is just one piece of the great life puzzle that is definably and
What's up? I'm your host, Blue Robinson, and this is Wide Open. This is a safe platform that you can come to discuss triggering events, come to for where I'll provide positive affirmations. I am a suicide preventionist, and I will be depicting my personal journey and sharing research that I hope will decrease the amount of ignorance that we have towards one another in the world and be the change that I wish to see as a parent who's aware of how crazy the world can get. Today I'd like to discuss attachment styles and how they relate to our sex life. There are 4 different categories for this. The first one is an anxious attachment, where you're using sex as a general way to stay safe and connected to your partner. You are using sex for conflict resolution. I personally can relate to this one because I would be in a argument and try to use sex as a way to fix the problem. You are fearful to connect emotionally in this attachment style. The next attachment style I'd like to discuss is the avoidant attachment style. This is the attachment style where I personally cannot relate to, but I've heard women talk about. This is the type of sexual relationship where you will have a general discomfort for sex. You have a low desire to want to engage in sexual activities, and often only have sex because your partner wants to have sex. This could look like, I remember this girl telling me that when she would have sex, she would often be stuck in her head, like what was going on, and often want the activity to end quicker than later. Just had a general discomfort for it. That's the one I really cannot relate too much about, but again, I hear people. I want to say that at different points in my life, I can remember falling under different categories with these, and that healing is never linear, so you can relate to more than one, you can relate to none of them, you can be in different categories, but the next one I'm going to discuss is the one that I connect to the most, which is the disorganized attachment style. This is where you have a general compulsive nature towards sex. Like, sex is regular and at an all-time high. You're prone to be addicted to sex. This can look like always watching porn all of the time, and when it starts to become a problem and interfere in what you have to do as a functional human being, that's when it's a problem. You have a deep fear of emotionally connecting, and you engage in what we call situationships, whereas you're only in that relationship for sex. You also are engaging in more than one partner with more than one partner. And you can do what we call ghosting, which is being heavily addicted to not being heavily addicted to sex, but also engaging in sexual behavior with somebody, and then being regular with that person with it, and then just ghosting them. Like after, like, this person falls off the map, you do not hear about what this person has going on. They're blocked off from everything. It's almost like living a double life, almost, where you could be engaging with this person regularly, and then next thing you know, not hearing nothing from them for, like, at all. And there's an irregular shift in your sex drive with this attachment style, because everybody shifts, but I feel like this is an irregular point where you want to have sex constantly for a while and then stop and have no sex for a long time. Like, you know what I mean? So I'd like to get to the last attachment style, which is secure attachment. This is what we want to be at when we're our most functional and our most healthy. It's what we would want for our kids, because the attachment styles are when we are developed from infancy. You get an attachment style from your primary caretaker, and that relationship, those relationships influence how you pick your partner later on in life. And a secure attachment, you are less likely to be unfaithful. You are using sex as a way to emotionally bond and be able to connect. You have comfort in your sexual activity with your partner enough to be spontaneous and experimental. So we would want our loved ones, our children, and ourselves to be in functional relationships that are with a secure attachment style. So I've run through each one: anxious, avoidant, disorganized, and what we want to be: secure.